Hey all, this is WWE superstar Sami Zayn.
Lena Vega here. And
yours truly, the half man, half amazing Montel Montavious Porter MVP. You're listening to Road Trip After Hours with Mac Davis
and Hall of Famer Teddy Long.
But a certified G and a bona fide stud, and I'm not even talking about me, I'm talking about Teddy Long and my man Mac Davis. How you guys doing? Enjoy the show, guys.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome to Wrestling's Road Trip After Hours. I'm your host, Mac Davis, along with WWE Hall of Famer, Mr. Teddy Long. Hey, Teddy.
Listen, don't sort of trying to introduce me all nice and everything, because really I'm not in that kind of mood with you today. Because
yeah, you ain't really that nice either.
No. On our last episode with Mark Henry, you had the nerve to prank me, cut all my service off. And everything. You did that. You pranked me. So I'm in not a great mood for you today, okay?
Do not listen to a word he is saying.
You pranked me, ladies and gentlemen.
Well,
he knocked all my service out. So I lost everything. Okay. Then he has the nerve to post something that says it was karma. I had karma. Yeah, it was karma, all right.
You were giving me hell to start the show, and karma came in, bit him in the ass.
Yeah, Mac Karma Davis. That's where the karma came from.
Damn, Teddy, we're only a couple of weeks away, maybe 3 weeks away from our 100th episode. Got a special guest coming up for that show, too. Man, I can't wait.
Yeah, we are, man. And I, like you and I were talking before we started to record here, we've come a long way, man. And we've had some great people on our podcast, that we talked to. And one of the persons that's going to be a part of this 100th episode, guys, when you find out who this is, man, I'm telling you, we started from the bottom. Now here we are. So,
and as a matter of fact, if you want to know who we're talking about, stay tuned. At the end of the show, we'll tell you exactly who we're talking about. Teddy, right now, it's time to ask Teddy. We got listener mail. We have not done this in a while, and we've got some time to get some of these questions in. So if you're ready, let's just get them underway. First question comes from Martin from Facebook, and he asked, who was the biggest asshole during your years of wrestling?
Jesus, a lot of them.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah. All I'll say was quite a few, a lot of them.
Yeah, you'd be hard pressed to even say one, because I'm sitting here trying to think. Even no matter where I work, I always try to think, well, there's always an asshole in every place I've worked. So
yeah,
you just got to really go back.
They don't just come in wrestling; they're all over. They're in every job. There's always one. I'm telling you, anywhere you go.
All right, let's see. Eric on X wants to know, what were your favorite cities to visit on the road?
I didn't really have any favorite cities. I just like going to Corpus Christi. I always liked going there at that time. I was drinking then, and so we used to go to this place in Corpus Christi called Walter's Oyster Bar. It was right on the ocean there. And they had a boat there that belonged to Al Capone. It always sat there. And Walter's Oyster Bar, you could get margaritas for $1. And they had whatever fish you wanted, they would go and catch it right then, and then bring it right out of the ocean and bring it right back to you. That's what Walter's Oyster.
Right, this is a damn good fisherman. I want a grouper.
Oh yeah, man. yeah, they get it right out of the ocean.
Oh man,
a lot of people can remember. We did a thing there when they found out about. Eddie Guerrero, we were there not Eddie, they found out about Chris Benoit.
Yep.
We were there to do Vince's funeral. He was where he had got blown up in the limousine. That was in Corpus Christi. And also we did a deal where we threw Chavo in the ocean there, and the divers had to go down and get him. Oh, so man. a lot of Corpus Christi was a great town. Good food, great margaritas, had a great time.
Amy in North Carolina wants to know, any crazy fan experiences that you can share?
I guess I had quite a few of them. I don't know. I think one time back in the day, I guess I think when I was managing Butch and Ron, they hated me back then. And
Butch and Ron hated you?
No, the fans hated me.
Oh, the fans. Okay.
Are you paying attention?
Yes, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. All right, now as we try and get this right, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, like I
Don't
just told
you start with me,
there's
Miss Daisy.
always one. I just told y'all that. Okay. I was managing Butch and Ron. They hated me, and so man, one lady grabbed.
See, he just said Butch and Ron hated him. He said it again.
So I go right. He just listened too close. That's what's wrong. So I'm walking around the ring right there, and this lady truck smacks me right in the back of the neck. I think she had a book or it might have been a purse or something. I don't know what it was, but she smacked me right in the back there. But you know, you could get away with that back then, but you had to watch people because you know a lot of. I remember Ole Anderson getting stabbed. Got too close to a fan, so you had to really be careful back then.
True story from my time in independent wrestling, Teddy. I was doing a show. It was a place was packed out inside this building, probably 300 more people in there. And I got a big cage match that evening. Well, I found out that one of the people in the crowd, I had been told, had a knife. And he was going to stab my competition in the heel of that match. That's how much some of these fans in the independent wrestling world, when you go to the smaller towns, you still come across those fans who will believe everything that they're seeing, and they may take it a little bit too far. We actually had to go ask him to put his knife away and took the knife, and everything was cool and had to kind of settle him down. But it's amazing the things that people did back then because they still to this day, truly believe what they see.
Well, it's people still do that right now. You know, you have to still be on your P's and Q's now.
They'll still jump that rail. You'll see it on WWE. They'll come to the ring. They won't last long, but they'll get in that ring sometimes. Wait, right. By the way, were you ever around Gorilla when that happened, Teddy? And what did Vince do when he saw that?
Well, Vince would just talk to the referees on the headsets, you know, and, you know, let them know exactly what to do. But Vince didn't really have a whole lot to say because Vince had people to take care of that kind of stuff. All Vince would do was sit back and watch it. If there was something need to be done that he wanted done, he'd get on the headsets and say something. But Vince, he never got involved in stuff. He would always sit back and he wouldn't move until he was needed.
All right, let's see. Jimmy on Facebook writes, and this is something you always love, name association time. I want to give you some names, and you just give me what comes to mind when you hear the name. Woman.
Nancy Sullivan.
Yes. Anything about Nancy you can share?
And Nancy Benoit, too. Okay.
Yeah, was Nancy somebody you can share a story with us with Nancy?
Well, yeah, God rest his soul. You know, I broke in on the Kevin Sullivan, God rest his soul. He's gone on. Yeah. And I had the opportunity to ride with her and Kevin when they were married. And boy, they were really a couple, man. They were just too much. And I remember one time we went to this restaurant and we were sitting down eating or something, and the next thing I know, Nancy takes this knife and she just reaches over and she sticks it right in Kevin's steak or something like that. And then she said something to him, but it scared me so bad. It was unreal because we're in a restaurant. You know what I mean? Oh, man. But then
checking to see if it was cooked correctly.
I don't know, man. And then one time, I remember we was in Disney taping, and Jimmy Hart can tell you this story here. And I guess her and Kevin had got to fighting or something on the Disney lot, and Jimmy must have run into him first. Next, I'm coming down. Next thing I know, I look, here's Jimmy Hart. He's just running. Teddy, it's Kevin and Nancy. Kevin, come on. So now we're running down there. We're trying to break this up or whatever, man. But, you know, it was just some fun times, man, back in the day. I miss those times. And those two people there that have gone away, I really miss them, too. They were great people.
Yes. All right. The next name on the list, Missy Hyatt.
Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. He was, God rest his soul, he was another guy that I broke in under, along with him and Kevin, and I learned so much from him. But there's a story about him and Missy. They didn't live too far from me. We was living up in Kennesaw at the time, and so I went to the house to see Eddie, and so we was going to smoke, but Missy wouldn't let us smoke in the house. She kicked us out. And so we had to go smoke outside in the garage, I believe it was. So I just didn't understand how you the man, you can't smoke in your own house. So I just left it alone. And I said, well, whatever, man, let's go. Right.
All right, next on the list, and this list is full of female talent, by the way. I've just noticed that as I'm going down the entire list. Sherry Martell is the next one up. Any interactions with Sherry?
I had a chance to meet with her, meet and work with her a little bit before she left us. Yeah, just absolutely fantastic, man. She was a great woman too, man. Just as always had a great attitude, just as nice as she could be. And I think she was a great help to Booker and
Yes.
and Stevie Ray when she managed them because they learned a lot from her too.
Yeah, that combination of her with Harlem Heat was perfect. It was the perfect match for what they needed to get them to the next level. I agree, because without her, Mark Henry recently made comments that you helped put the final touches on him. And I think Sherry Martell was basically doing that with Booker and Stevie Ray, putting the finishing touches on them, getting them truly where they needed to be.
Yeah.
All right, the next name on here is Medusa.
Medusa, I had a chance to work with her recently. You know, we came back for the draft, and she was my co-host there with me on the draft. But she's another real nice lady. I had a chance to talk to behind the scenes and stuff, you know, and we was on the same flight and stuff together. So she was just super nice too. You couldn't know a better person. So I love Medusa. She's great.
All right, the last one on our list before we run out of time here is Luna Vachon.
Oh, yeah, man. Met her back in the day, boy. She didn't take no shit, man. Jesus Christ. Boy. She would fight. Oh, I remember one time, God rest her soul, I remember one time she beat up this camera girl. We had to grab her, man. She jumped on the camera girl. Yeah, man. I don't know what happened. She said something to her, but she was just too much, man. Gangrel was scared to death of her. Okay, when he was married to her. Oh, yeah. I remember her. I think her and Godfather got into it one time.
Oh, wow.
Godfather had to take a clothes hanger or something from her. I mean, you have to ask Godfather about that.
Yeah,
but I remember that happening somewhere. But other than that, she was a sweetheart. I talked to her all the time, but she was mean. She didn't take no stuff either, man.
Look here, I want to slide in two more quick questions. All right, Teddy. First of all, why did you always shout West Side to the cameras in WCW?
Well, that was a slang that they was using out in L.A., like gang members and stuff,
Okay.
in L.A., the West Side, that was kind of adding some black in there.
Hey, you see Ice Train coming down doing the same thing. West
Yeah.
Side.
And that's what we were relating to, the L.A.
I got you. All right, one more quick question. How much, and this is coming in actually from Alex in North Carolina, how much did you enjoy slapping John Laurinaitis on an episode of Raw? And if you could do it again, would you hit him harder?
Oh, if I could do it again, I'd knock him the fuck out. Yeah, I'm serious, man, because I ain't under no contract now, you know what I'm saying? So and what that man did to me and ruined my career, man, it's just unreal, and for no reason, you know what I mean? I'm doing my job. I can understand it if I'm not doing my job, but I stayed in my position for 9 years. Vince McMahon wouldn't have kept me there for 9 years if I wasn't doing my job. So you're going to just destroy the color of my skin. That's just too much, man.
Yeah, at the time that that slap took place on TV on Raw, was there a part of you that really just wanted to let loose on him, but you just did your job?
No, I didn't even look at it like that. I know this, I'm going to do my job.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So, and I never forget, Vince did this one time too, because Vince must have knew. I remember one time I had to go into the ring and me and him was going to have another little argument about something. And Vince told me, he says, when you get in the ring, take your coat off like you're going to fight. Start taking your coat off. I swear he told me that. And that wasn't even part of it. But I did do it. And I looked at John. He started looking at me then, like he was getting serious. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And you know what? Then the other thing too, man, I'll say this before we go to, you know what I just said, like knocking him out. I don't even think I'd even waste my time. Because that, you know what I mean? I already know what he is, so I'll let God handle him. And I ain't gonna even worry about him no more. You know what I mean? Like I said, I know what I've had to deal with,
Yes.
and I ain't got no conscience. I ain't worried about whether I'm finna go to jail or not. You know what I mean? So I ain't got nothing pending. So
Yep.
we'll see who instant karma hits.
Yep, and that will happen very, very soon. All right, Teddy, we're out of time. This has been Wrestling's Road Trip After Hours. I'm your host, Mac Davis, and that's my co-host, WWE Hall of Famer Teddy Long. We'll see you next week.
Hey, man, thank y'all. Thank you so much, and stay tuned for the 100 episode, players.
Oh, and by the way, who's it going to be, the special guest? Here. On the Road Productions presents our 100th episode, Wrestling's Road Trip After Hours, with WWE Hall of Famer Teddy Long and host Mac Davis. Help us celebrate 100 episodes of wrestling chat, interviews, and more. Over our 100 episodes, we have had a great variety of guests, and our 100th episode will be no different. It's a very special episode. One of pro wrestling's favorite podcasts, Wrestling's Road Trip After Hours. 100 episode. 100th episode. Road Trip After Hours. Coming soon.